So we pay homage to the Blessed One, the Supreme Buddha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. We pay homage to our teacher, Luka Swami Maharaj. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, so now we go to the deep Dhamma. Our main sutta is Kundalya Sutta, and as you can remember, we were talking about the 4 kinds of mindfulness meditation, which is the result of the 3 ways of good conduct. And so 4 kinds of mindfulness meditation. Here 4 kinds means the first kind is mindfulness meditation on the body, to understand the true nature of the body. That is a path of liberation. And we talked about several ways under the mindfulness of body meditation techniques. If you can remember, the first one is
mindfulness of the breathing.
Anapanasati meditation, mindfulness of breathing meditation. We discussed about that, and that is a way to understand the true nature of the body. Second technique,
the body posture.
The posture meditation, Iriyapata, mindfulness meditation on the postures of the body. Third one, Sampajanya meditation, the awareness of the day-to-day activities, the mindfulness meditation of the day-to-day activities. Fourth one,
the impurities of the body.
Asubha meditation, mindfulness on the impure parts of the body that leads to the liberation. And the fifth one,
Dhatu
Manasikara meditation, mindfulness about the 4 great elements of the body. So we were talking about that meditation technique or mindfulness technique, and we already discussed about one aspect of the elements, which is the earth element, right? We talked about that, and we learned how to meditate on the earth element. We discussed how Buddha taught about the internal earth element and external earth element. We discussed about those things, and today we are going to learn about the second type of element, water element, right? Okay, so you can start reading. Anybody who tried to practice element meditation about earth element? Anybody during last week?
I did Bante.
Yeah, some people tried.
I did Bante.
Good. Many people didn't try, right?
I also did some answer.
Okay. Maybe you can try some other day. That's a beautiful meditation. And this is the second part of that meditation. These are powerful meditations. And if you are wondering why I do not attain the stages of enlightenment, because you don't practice these, okay? There are no any other secrets, or hidden answers. Okay, please read.
Okay. I have a question.
Catherine?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I was reading and highlighting all these 4 elements, and in the sutta they have 6 elements. 6. There's the space and the consciousness.
Yes, so that's another another type of so you are wondering why sometimes 4, sometimes 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's another deep teaching of the Buddha. Sometimes Buddha would teach about 6 elements, but specifically on this topic about the 4 kinds of mindfulness meditation topic. Buddha always teaches about 4 elements. So that's why we are here learning about 4 elements. But as you said, when we learn more Dhamma, especially the very deep Dhamma, we are going to learn about all the 6 elements as well. Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, now you can read.
Bhante, can I try to read, Bhante?
Yes.
What bhikkhu is the water element? The water element may be either internal or external. What is the internal water element? Whatever internally belonging to oneself is water, watery, and clung to, that is bile, phlegm, pus, blood, sweat, fat, tears, grease, spittle, snot, oil of the joints, urine, or whatever else internally belonging to oneself is water, watery, and clung to. This is called the internal water element. Now, both the internal water element and the external water element are simply water element, and that should be seen as it actually is with proper wisdom. Thus, this is not mine, this I am not, this is not myself. When one sees it thus, as it actually is with proper wisdom, one becomes disenchanted with the water element and makes the mind dispassionate towards the water element.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. We rejoice in your reading. So this is another beautiful instruction from the Buddha. See how clear and straightforward these instructions are. Like even a kid can understand and start doing the meditation, right? There's nothing hidden or unclear. It's a very straightforward meditation, and it's about contemplating the true nature of the body. But without Buddha's instruction, no one can recognize that these kind of contemplations lead to the liberation. That's the interesting thing. Even though it seems very simple, and but nobody discovers these meditations, as meditation techniques. But now Buddha has discovered that just contemplate on the watery elements inside your body, and they are called internal water element. But the important thing you have to understand here is whatever considered as internal water element and also external water element, they are simply the water element. The same way you don't have an ownership for the external water element and you don't have any control over that, you cannot command the external water element. You have to develop your wisdom to understand that all the watery parts in your body are also the same nature. You are not the owner. You don't have any control over those. It is very wrong to consider them or the body made up of those parts as mine, I am, and myself. That is the path to repeated existence. That is the path to rebirth in the different realms of rebirth. That is the path to pain, suffering, and misery. But the day you develop your wisdom to see that these internal and external water element are simply water element, and it is not mine, not I am, not myself, that is the path to liberation. That is the path to true happiness. And here, Buddha teaches, okay, so first we learned this meditation about contemplating the water element, and this is about like vipassana. This is true vipassana, seeing the true nature of the life. And this is a part of the powerful Dhatu Manasikara Vipassana meditation. And now we go back to the Hathipadopama Sutta to learn more about exterior water element or external water element. And Buddha teaches here about external water element. Who is going to read?
I can read, Swaminatha.
Okay.
There comes a time when the exterior water element flares up. It sweeps away villages, towns, cities, countries, and regions. There comes a time when the water in the ocean sinks down 100 leagues or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 700 leagues. There comes a time when the water in the ocean stands just 7 palm trees deep, or 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, or even just 1 palm tree deep. There comes a time when the water in the ocean stands just 7 fathoms deep, or 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, or even just 1 fathom deep. There comes a time when the water in the ocean stands just half a fathom deep, or waist deep, or knee deep, or even just ankle deep. There comes a time when there isn't enough water in the ocean even to wet the tip of your finger. So for all its great age, the water element will be revealed as impermanent, liable, or end, vanish, perish, and perish. What then of this if mental body appropriated by craving rather than taking skillful does become stabilized in them? They are happy with that. At this point, much has been done by the mendicant.
Okay, so Buddha teaches here, even this like great ocean, all the rivers and all the water dries up, and that is the external water element, the impermanence, vanishing and perishing of this great mass of water. And very small part of that mass amount of water is inside our body. Those are the liquid parts, right? Mentioned before. So even that, the great water, external water, is subject to change, liable to end. So why do you consider that very little water inside your body as mine? I am myself. That is the question of the Buddha. And if you understand the reality, then there is no difference between internal water element and external water element. They are simply the water element, and they are impermanent, subject to change, not mine, not I am, not myself. And that is the path to liberation. I think people don't practice these techniques because they seem very simple. People are still looking for something very hard to understand, extremely deep, and they never find it, so they never practice.
Or Bhante, we're just lazy. Concentrate on the breath. We did a retreat on this, the elements,
Yeah.
the great elements. Yeah.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah.
Any questions about that meditation? And if you like to learn benefits of that meditation, this is the benefit. And this is how the Vipassana on the elements leads to the understanding of the cause and effect mechanism. So the Vipassana on elements leads to the Paticca Samuppada understanding. You're about to see that.
Swaminathan, just to add a few words,
Mhm.
like saliva, urine, all that. I sort of watch these things going out of the body, and then, of course, they are getting, they go and they
Become a part of the water.
it becomes part of the external water element, right, Swaminathan? So
Yeah, yeah.
it's like on a daily basis, we
Yeah, like
practice.
that's the lesson of the Buddha. Don't cling to things, don't fight with the others, saying this is mine, this is not yours, this is I am, right? Don't
Yes.
fight with others, don't be greedy, right? Don't get angry to conquer others. Like it's everything is the same, right? Just a part of the nature, and they go back to the nature. It's an illusion that we have created our own world. We think this is who I am, this is mine, these things belong to me. Nobody should steal from me, right? Nobody should harm me, nobody should injure me, nobody should kill me. It's and more pain, suffering, stress, depression are the results of delusion, ignorance. But if we understand this path, we are getting closer to the truth, getting closer to the true happiness, true peace and liberation. This is this contemplation is a powerful technique to abandon the identity view, Sakkaya Ditthi. So what happens is, for some people, while they are sitting on the spot, while listening to the teachings of the Buddha, all these vipassana knowledge, all these understanding about the true nature of life is gained right away. So they become sotapannas. But for some people, it takes time. They have to learn these things, repeatedly learn, memorize, practice verbally, practice day and night. But eventually, its understanding is the same. So the understanding of the person who attained this stage of enlightenment, the first stage of enlightenment, while sitting there, the very first day listening to the Supreme Buddha, and the person who learned these teachings over many years and practiced many years, attained the first stage of enlightenment. Eventually, the understanding is the same. They all abandon the identity view. Both of them abandon the identity view. Both of them abandon doubts. Both of them are well established in the confidence, unshakable confidence in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, well established in the 5 precepts. Same results. But because their spiritual faculties are different, the maturity time period is different. Some people attain sooner, some people attain the first stage of enlightenment later. I hope you understand it. And
Bante,
here, so let's finish this first. So this is one of the, this is what I explained before, how the vipassana contemplation on the elements leads to the knowledge of the dependent origination. So these are very deep Dhamma. So pay very careful attention, okay? So who is going to read?
Should I continue, Swaminathan?
So this is the result of practicing that element meditation properly. This is how your wisdom is gained. Yes, please start reading.
If others abuse, attack, harass.
You already read, right?
Yes, Swaminathan.
Okay, now we give the opportunity to a new Kalyanamitta.
Bante, I can read.
Mhm.
Thank you for the opportunity. If others abuse, attack, harass, and trouble that mendicant, they understand this painful feeling born of ear contact has arisen in me. That's dependent, not independent. Dependent on what? Dependent on contact. They see that contact, feeling, perception, choices, and consciousness are impermanent. Based on the element alone, their mind becomes eager, confident, settled, and decided. Others might retreat that mendicant with disliking, loathing, and detestation, striking them with fists, stones, sticks, and swords. They understand this body is such that fists, stones, sticks, and swords strike it. But the Buddha has said in the simile of the saw, even if low down bandits were to sever you limb from limb, anyone who had a thought of hate or on that account would not be following my instructions. My energy shall be roused up and unflagging, my mindfulness established and lucid, my body tranquil and undisturbed, and my mind immersed in samadhi. Gladly now let fists, stones, sticks, and swords strike this body, for this is how the instructions of the Buddhas are followed.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you,
Do you
Bhante.
understand how the knowledge of the true nature of life leads to the non-anger, forgiveness, loving kindness, patience? Do you understand how knowledge of the true nature of life leads to the growth or gaining of lots of noble qualities? Do you understand? Like he doesn't care, like who yelled at me, who insulted me. He doesn't go after the person. He just stops there and start contemplating what is going on. A painful feeling has arisen in me. It is a conditioned one. Isn't that a totally different way of responding that? And he's understanding this is how things come together with the meeting of ear, sound, and consciousness. This is the ear contact, dependent on ear contact. This painful feeling has arisen. This is conditioned. This is impermanent. This is not mine, not I am, not myself. And even people try to kill you, try to cut your body into pieces. Nothing comes to your mind other than the teachings of the Buddha, the amazing simile of the saw. So that means when your wisdom grows in any difficult situation, the Buddha's teachings come to your mind and protect not the body. The coming of the teachings to your mind protects your heart, protects your mind, not giving rise to any negative feelings, negative qualities. We cannot protect the body, can we? You cannot protect the body. Millions and millions of bodies during just a year are buried now under the ground. The whole earth is like a cemetery. We build our houses, we drive our vehicles on that cemetery. And Buddha teaches you cannot find even a single spot where a dead body hasn't been buried. Isn't that an eye-opening statement? You cannot find a single spot. That means Buddha had to say that because somebody was looking for a very fresh place, a brand new place to bury his body after death. And fortunately, he came across the Buddha. And the Buddha asked, "What are you looking for?" "Oh, Bhante, I am looking for a brand new, fresh place to bury my body after it, and I am here with my son, so I want to show that place, so they will bring my dead body and bury it. And then Buddha asked, okay, did you find a fresh place? Oh yes, so look at that huge banyan tree. Like nobody has been buried there, 100% sure. And Buddha asked, what is your name? And he said the name, and Buddha said, you have been buried there with the same name 84,000 times, the same place. That's how people gained wisdom. The same thing happening to us again and again. And actually, it's in the teachings of the Buddha. Buddha teaches this whole earth is a cemetery. We are adding more bones, skeletons to that cemetery every time. Buddha teaches it is enough to be liberated. It is enough to be disenchanted. It is enough to be dispassionate. Don't find anything fresh in this samsara, okay? There's nothing fresh. No fresh relationships, no fresh food, no fresh houses, no fresh vehicles, no fresh jobs. No, nothing is fresh. Everything is old. Okay. So that's now we have 2 segments of that element meditation, and I encourage you to practice them while walking, sitting down, laying down, and in any posture, standing posture, sitting posture.
Bhante, can I ask a question? Bhante, in that 3 things, Netang Mama, Meso Hamasmi, forgot the
Nameso Attati.
Nameso Attati. Bhante, the second one, how can I understand that, Bhante?
This is not mine, this is I am not, this is not myself.
Yes, Bhante. How can I understand the second one? This I am not, Bhante. Can Bhante please explain that?
Yeah, it is another kind of way of like the same meaning, like to understand that this notion of self is wrong. Notion of self is wrong. It's just the basic idea is that there is no me here, no I am here, no self here. There is no ownership here. There is no person to command. That's the basic meaning, and those are the kind of like Buddha uses those simple terms so that we can use those terms while we are contemplating the truth.
Right. Thank you, Bhante.
Good. So Bhantes have observed the rains retreat starting from today. So it's a 3-month rains retreat. It is coming from the time of the Buddha. Buddha advised all the monks to observe rains retreat. Special time period in the time of the Buddha. More and more monks attain the stages of enlightenment. It is said that during the rains retreat. Because normally monks' life is monks wandering from village to village, city to city, sharing the teachings, giving the people the opportunity to make merit by offering dana, by giving many opportunities for the people to make good karma. But during rains retreat, they stop traveling completely. They stop traveling. People build meditation huts, kutis, temples, monasteries, and invite the Buddha and the monks to stay in that village for 3 months. So the villagers in that area are like, they gain lots of benefits during those 3 months. They go frequently to the monastery and listen to the teachings. And at the same time, monks have lots of free times. Like, people bring the dana to the monastery. Before, while wandering, they had to go from house to house begging for food. But now people would bring the food to the monastery. So lots of free times. And like, if monks stay in a monastery where lots of learned monks live, lots of like advanced practitioners live, other monks get lots of benefits from that, discuss the Dhamma with them and receive meditation instructions. So more and more monks become Sotapannas, non-returners, and like that, attain stages of enlightenment. So it's a very important time period, these 3 months. Yeah, starting from like, now we are in the end of July, so August, September, October, those 3 months. And also we encourage people to come to the monastery here during these 3 months, and we have a evening puja at 7 o'clock. The monks will be doing the Vandana, puja, chanting, meditation from 7 to 8. And if you like to come and join with Bhantes, you can always email the monastery or call the monastery and reserve a date so that you can join the Vandana. Also, try to read those stories from the Dhammapada. You can go to Access to Insight website and or any other websites with Dhammapada stories. There are beautiful lessons, and sometimes those stories directly talk to us. By reading and understanding those stories, and also the meaning of the words uttered by the Buddha, give us lots of relief sometimes. And like, sometimes things we had doubts, our views get straightened out and doubts go away. Lots of benefits of reading those stories. So very famous stories like story of Patachara, Kisa Gotami, and lots of those famous stories actually come from the Dhammapada stories, and very famous in the world. And if you wonder, like, where is the source of those stories? Like, how do Bhantes know about those things? And if you have that question, they are from the Dhammapada stories.
Nama Budaya Bhante, may I have a question? So I have a question concerning neutral feeling, because I was reading the Sutta Majjhima Nikaya 44, and there is the part, neutral feeling is pleasant when there is knowledge and painful when there is ignorance. May the Bhante explain a little bit the meaning?
Yes. So I hope everybody her question, and yes, so Buddha teaches about neutral feeling. Like we have 3 types of feeling: pleasant feeling, unpleasant feeling, and neutral feeling. And Buddha teaches pleasant feeling should be understood as painful. Painful feeling should be understood as spike. And the neutral feeling should be understood as what? As impermanent. And also when there is wisdom about neutral feeling, it is happy. When there is ignorance about neutral feeling, it is painful. So that means in our ordinary life, we are experiencing neutral feelings. The same way we are attached to pleasant feeling, unpleasant feeling, as long as we don't have wisdom towards neutral feeling, we are attached to that feeling. So always attachment leads to suffering. That is why it is said that not understanding the true nature of neutral feeling also leads to suffering, leads to pain. But when there is understanding, wisdom about neutral feeling, that means we have wisdom about pleasant feeling, wisdom about unpleasant feeling, and wisdom about neutral feeling, leads to the happiness of life, because we have gained wisdom about the true nature of all the 3 types of feelings. If not, if that is not the case, if we decide to live without wisdom towards neutral feeling, because we think not understanding neutral feeling is not that of a big problem, you know, we can live without gaining wisdom towards the neutral feeling, that conclusion is wrong, because we have to understand all the 3 feelings as they really are. So understanding the neutral feeling, gaining wisdom of the neutral feeling definitely leads to the happiness. You cannot say by not gaining wisdom towards the neutral feeling, I can still live happily. You cannot say that. That's why Buddha teaches not understanding the true nature of neutral feeling leads to pain, but understanding the true nature of neutral feeling leads to the happiness. Okay?
Thank you, Bhante.
Good.
Bhante, so
Mhm.
this the ignorance towards the neutral feeling will be abandoned when we attain arahantship, Bhante? Like, how about the other stages of enlightenment, Bhante? They still
Yeah, the
have-
feelings will be attained, will be realized in different levels, you know, in different levels. But feeling is one group of the 5 groups of clinging: Panchupadana Khandha: form, feeling, perception, volition, and consciousness. So this is the same feeling we are talking about, is the Vedana Upadana Khandha. And there are different levels of understanding. The 5 groups of clinging, the Panchupadana Khandha, will be first understood at the first stage of enlightenment to some extent. And the true nature of these 5 clinging groups will be further understood at the second stage of enlightenment. The true nature of these five groups of clinging will be still further understood at the stage of non-returning. And the 5 groups of clinging will be fully understood and liberated from the 5 groups of clinging at the stage of arahantship. So it happens in all the different stages of enlightenment in different extent. As long as the desire exists, ignorance exists towards these 5 groups of clinging. The continuance or the existence will happen. The wandering, the journey of samsara will happen. So this is a very good connection here. Since we are talking about the 5 groups of clinging, in terms of understanding the first group of clinging, that's the Rupa Upadana Khanda. The Kayanupassana meditation is the most powerful tool to understand the Rupa Upadana Khanda. Rupa Upadana Khanda means the body. Our own body, the Rupa, the Kaya. So doing the Vipassana on Kayanupassana, contemplating the true nature of the body techniques that we are learning here, is the great path to understand the true nature of the Rupa. To become experimenter, once returner, non-returner, arahant. The understanding the Rupa, Rupapadana Khanda is very important.
Thank you, Bhante.
Kayanupassana. Okay.